for this mushroom stuffed pork loin, I used a 4-pound pork loin, some Dizzy Pig Ragin River seasoning, a medium onion, about a pound of mushrooms, and some salt and pepper. And the first thing I did here was cut open the pork loin to kind of butterfly it out and just open it up where it would be good to roll all the mixture inside of it. Now, I am not the best with a knife, so my technique is nowhere near perfect. I just kind of give it small strokes down through the, through the meat, and just to open it up little by little, and it did eventually flatten out. It was not perfect thickness all the way through, but once it got rolled up and everything, it turned out fine. So, and the next thing that I'm going to do here is cut up my onion into big pieces. I'm just going to cut it into big chunks. And I'm going to put half of them into the pan and save the other half to cook with the mushrooms. I'm just going to put those ones in the pan just to add a little bit of flavor to the juices and stuff that runs out, because I'm going to use those as a gravy. And again, I am not the best with a knife, so my technique leaves a lot to be desired. I just chop it all to pieces. So I'm just going to throw those into the pan and move that aside. And now I'm just going to set the pork loin just right on top of it. And I'm kind of going to let it rest for a few minutes while I get everything else ready. And I'm going to put on some Dizzy Pig Ragin River seasoning. I just had to try this stuff out for this. This was a recipe that I kind of adapted from a recipe on their website, which is dizzypigbbq.com. The original recipe called for poblano peppers and stuff too, but I'm not up for all that heat, so what I did was sprinkle about half of that seasoning onto the inside of the pork loin, just to kind of let it soak in real good. And I've got some peppered bacon that I've sliced up just a little bit. That's probably, I don't know, about 3 small slices. And I'm going to brown that first and just kind of render it down, and then I'm going to throw in the onions and mushrooms. And I just rough chopped those mushrooms as well. It was about, I don't know, about a pound of mushrooms, I guess. And I just rough chopped them, and I'm going to let all that cook down in the pan with the bacon. And now back to the pork loin. I'm just going to spread all the mixture right into the pork loin, right onto the top of it, and kind of spread it around. And then what I'm going to do is just roll this up. And I didn't get any twine, so I'm just going to kind of tuck it in where the seam is on the bottom and hope that it turns out good. This is the first time that I have made this, so this is kind of experimental for me too. So I just tucked all that in, and I'm going to sprinkle the rest of the Dizzy Pig seasoning onto the top of the pork loin. And I'm not going to be shy with this at all. I'm really pouring it on there, because in the end it turns out to be a nice thick crust, and it is so full of flavor. Their seasonings are not as salty as what you would think either. They give you a chance to put in, your own. the amount that you want. Alright, so I will put this in the oven. And now we're taking it out of the oven. And it looks beautiful. So I'm going to move it to a platter. And I'll probably let it rest for about, I don't know, about 15-20 minutes. Just to give those juices a chance to reabsorb. And I flipped it up there so you could see the seam on the bottom. It, you know, it stayed together pretty good. Most of the mushrooms all stayed inside and everything. So that is my pork loin. I hope you guys try it and I hope you love it. We all enjoyed it very much. So if you try it, let me know. And let me know if you have any other recipes that you would like to see me make. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Hey guys, I want to talk to you today about the Dizzy Pig Seasonings that I got. They came from a company called Dizzy Pig BBQ Seasonings. And their website is Dizzy Pig BBQ